All right, it is 5:45. It is Thursday evening, and it is time to go live to Bundoran and talk to Mr. Collie McFadden. Hello.
Talking into the right side of the mic for the first time.
There we go. Yay.
How do we sound? We sound okay?
We sound
Shane,
fantastic.
Before we talk movies, can I say one thing? I was talking to a very nice lady last week. I think her name is Evelyn, who won our competition. And she's very kind about the reviews and so on. But she is from Mayo, and we engaged in a little bit of banter. So, Evelyn, just here's me cutting up a big slice of humble pie and munching it on the radio to say Mayo are the best team by far. Dubs got what they deserve. Well done, Mayo. So there you go.
Fantastic. Yeah,
never let it be said.
Well done, Mayo. Indeed. Oh,
wait, don't you rub it in.
All right, okay.
I'll say sorry to her, but you know.
All righty. So we have got a couple of movies to talk about this week. The first one and the big one is Reminiscence.
Yes. So I'm really excited. I was really excited about this one, I should say, because I have actually seen it. Because I think it's the first sort of adult, grown-up sort of sci-fi thriller that we've had in some while. It's been great to have the cinemas opened again, and we've thrown the doors open. Lots of blockbusters, lots of superheroes and kids movies and so on. But I was kind of waiting for something to get my teeth into. And here we have Hugh Jackman with a big thriller. I think we've got a clip that kind of sums up the start of the story, and then we'll have a little chat about it then afterwards.
There are certain memories that never leave you. With the tank, we can look again, see the people we miss.
I love you.
And the things we missed about them.
For months now, you've been reliving every damn memory you had with her.
Where did she go?
Nothing's an accident.
You think you want answers? Well, you don't. Where is she? Reminiscence. In cinemas August 20.
Now, nothing. The voice is cool, isn't it? And that is part of the story because he uses his voice to guide in. Now, bear with me here because you can't say this stuff without sounding a bit like nonsense. So what he is sort of a memory detective. Times have gone really bad. The floodwaters have risen in Miami in particular, where it's set. The whole city is flooded. People live during the nighttime because the sun's too hot during the day. And one of the things that they've specialized in is this sort of memory therapy where you go back into your own memories and relive them again, the happiest times in your life. And there's kind of a twist to it that this technology came out of a form of torture and interrogation after a war. And Hugh Jackman was an interrogator who's now turned into doing this on a side gig from everyone who, misses their husband who's passed away to a woman who's lost her keys. I could do with that one, quite frankly, where to find it. Now, I really enjoyed this. I have to say, it was really just like great to be awash with this sort of sumptuous movie. It's made by the people who made Westworld, and that is a good sort of thing to think about. If you hated Westworld, you won't like this at all, because it is very similar in that there's a lot of style, a lot of substance. It even has Tandy Newton in it, and everything like the flooded city looks amazing. The way the memories interlinger, and there's lots of times you think you're in the real world, and it turns out you're in a memory, and vice versa. Now, if I tell the truth, ironically, for a movie like this, it probably won't live long in the memory because it evokes things like Blade Runner, Inception, even Chinatown, all of which in truth are better movies. But because I haven't seen anything like this in a while, Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson are both such engaging leads. And, it's that sort of style of dark nights and neon lights, sort of thriller and so on. I felt like a grown-up watching this movie, even if I was watching it at 8 a.m., which is not a time for a grown-up to watch a thriller at all. So I think this is both our movies this week. You kind of, when you leave your brain at home, this one, I think you leave don't go too critical on the plot holes because you will find them if you look for them. But if you want to go along for the nostalgia, I think you really enjoy this one. So all those movies I mentioned, if you like those, I think particularly Inception. If Inception's 5 out of 5, this is sort of a 4 out of 5 Inception. And I think it's a really enjoyable movie for people looking for a grown-up thriller with a few twists and turns.
The flyer says mystery, romance, sci-fi thriller. So it covers a lot of bases there.
It's all of that. Plus, there's a bit of old romance there. Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, sparks are flying.
Right.
Even at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Moving on to Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Talk to me about this one.
Less romance in this one. Now, one of the phrases we often use on the show is that I think it's not Mark Kermode who said it, but it's him who quoted it, is that there's only one review that matters. It's all right if you like that sort of thing. And that is true of the movie we're going to talk about in the third place. But I was thinking about this. In this movie, actually, I think there are two reviews. There's 12-year-old Collie and there's 48-year-old Collie. Right, 48-year-old Collie would go, it's a bit of an anemic action movie. I didn't really get some of the twists and turns. And then there are other things you go, obviously that would happen. And 12-year-old Collie would say, man, were you asleep during this? Did you see the guy fighting the ninjas on the motorbikes? Did you not see that? Did you not see the battle on the back of the cars? All the cool stunts, the action. Did you know that person was going to betray them? Whereas 48-year-old Collie would say, absolutely I did, because I've seen lots of movies. But that's not the point. I think 12-year-old Collie might have a point in this one. Sometimes you just got to enjoy yourself. And I think it's almost like Fast and Furious for slightly younger. Because it is that same sort of action, same sort of, well, nobody drives in space, so it hasn't got that ludicrous. There is some magic, but there isn't that. But there is that sort of action, and there's loads of explosions and cars flipping off, but I don't think there's one drop of blood, no matter how many people get hit with a sword. It's that sort of thing. Henry Golding is very charming and handsome, and there's loads of other would-be stars, because the G.I. Joe franchise, we've had Channing Tatum, we've had The Rock, we've had all these big stars who are now probably too famous to do it, so they've got a whole new generation. And it's all right if you like that sort of thing, Shane. And I think if you're have a family probably of young teens who want to go and see something fun but you don't want to see anything too rough or rude, I think this is a good choice.
Perfect. Then number 3, I know this is the one that you've been so excited about.
I'm a Barbie.
Barbie, Big City, Big Dreams. And I should have had Aqua ready to go.
Big City, Big Dreams, big box office. Short movie, 60 minutes. 60 minutes, which is great because I think these are perfect. This and Paw Patrol are perfect chances to bring people, little people, to the cinema, maybe for the first time or the second time. And all week, it's been, because the weather hasn't been great, as you'd know as tourism officer, people have been bringing them, their little ones, to the cinema all week. And it's just the cuteness overload. I've taken more photos for families sitting there going, it's his first time, or it's her first time.
Right.
And, this is really good for this. And it's only an hour long. So maybe if they weren't going to sit still for that long, Barbie's going to have fun. She has a friend. And it's only $4.50 for all tickets because it's an hour long. So I think it's a good experiment. And if they don't like it, or the dark's a bit too scary, you haven't really missed out. But I want to say one thing about it. So one of my jobs in the cinema is to test the sound and make sure that the lights come on at the right time. So I was testing that. It's a mild spoiler alert. The end of Barbie has everyone up singing on it. And I was testing the sound. And suddenly I realized, God, Barbie movie, they're playing to the Smiths. And then I realized, unfortunately, I had the channel on that played the iPod that plays music when the screens were off, and they were not singing Hand in Glove by the Smiths. But that was my moment. I was very excited, going, wow, how progressive is Barbie? But look, it is what it is. And I think it is something too easy to be cynical of, like Paw Patrol. People love it. It's a great thing to bring the kids to. And, why not? And
it's an animation as well, so that's
Barbie. It's not real life Barbie, Shane.
Yeah, that's 3 of the movies.
It's not Klaus Barbie.
Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that. We've got about a minute and a half left, and have you a competition?
We do have a competition. We're giving away 2 tickets for whoever wants to go. We froze there for a second, but we've got 2 tickets to go. I don't have a question. I think if people just maybe text in that if they remember what the big movie is this week.
Yes, try that. Try texting the word Reminiscence and see how you get on. Yeah, maybe I should have picked it earlier on.
Maybe I should have picked something easier to spell. How about Barbie? Let's do Barbie instead.
Barbie, there you go.
Text it Barbie.
Okay.
But Shane, can I also say, look, we're probably going to be showing Love Island on Monday as well. So that'll be a bit of crack in the cinema. After the 18 months of lockdown, the tickets are free. But people to come in and have a bit of a laugh. And look, there's gangs of young people who haven't been able to hang out together for the last 18 months who I think will enjoy that. Plus, Redemption of a Rogue is coming out next week, and you're going to see it, Shane. You've missed out all these Irish movies. Right. You're going to see this one. It's directed by Philip Doherty, who sounds like he's from Bundoran. You have to go and see it. I think this is going to be a huge hit.
Fantastic, Collie. Thank you so much, Collie McFadden there from Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran on Films on Thursday. And another one for you next Thursday here on Ocean Drive. And Shamie will be back for that. Coming up.